Aubs and Nat, welcome back to Real Pod.
Thank you. We're
you for
excited to
having
be
us.
here.
We're on Aubrey's couch right now, and Wood is setting up the camera. There's like a lot going on. It feels like we're in a studio. Wish you were here with us.
I wish I was here with you guys. Anytime you guys are together, I have FOMO. I'm so excited. This is our annual New Year's reflection and goal setting episode. It's become a fan favorite. Literally, my mom says it's her favorite episode of the year.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Because she knows all of us so intimately. She's like, who are these awesome, actual famous people you're bringing on? Bring back these two losers. That's what I want to hear.
You know what I want to hear? I want to hear about your friends from high school.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Just to kick us off, how are you guys? How's your day going? Where's our energy at? How's your spirit?
Like says, how's your spirit? I feel like I'm going to cry. It's too much.
Don't ask her that. She hasn't been to therapy.
Why would you ask that, Vic?
I've had a filled coffee and I'm working through a Diet Coke, so my energy levels are supreme.
My energy levels are just at my baseline, which is pretty high to the average person, but low for me. I just recorded my own podcast, Demoted. So I'm just trying to like get hyped up, get here. I also have a Diet Coke.
How is your spirit, Vic?
How's your spirit?
My spirit is good. I feel like yapping today, which is great on the days I have podcast recordings. When you're in a talkative mood, it's great. And I'm super excited for us to reflect on some of our past goals and check in. So I already kind of know the vibe because lovely Sasha, who helps produce Real Pod, did go back and do some homework for us, which was so helpful. But you guys probably don't remember anything you said.
No. I blacked out.
I don't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Like, are you kidding me?
Wait,
I can only look ahead.
So you really, if I said what was your goal for the new year, nothing comes to mind?
I remember soft launching me and Wood getting engaged.
Yeah, you said I hope to get engaged.
I said I hope to get engaged. I probably said something about a corporate job. Maybe I said something about taking ownership.
Yes, Aubrey, that's what you said. So Aubrey's 2024 goal for work. So we both did a work and personal, and we're going to do them again. But Aubrey's work goal was that you just got a new job and it felt very results driven. And so you said that your goal was to learn how to be more present and enjoy the journey and be less focused on the outcome.
God, that's so crazy.
Because that's like what you did.
That's what I did.
Yeah, kind of elephant in the room. A lot has changed.
A lot has changed since last year.
And I'm not just talking about my hair extensions.
You were waiting to drop that in there.
I was waiting. Aubrey's an influencer now? Like, what's up with that?
Can I like give the backstory? Because it's just something I've never posted about. But please. Basically, we posted that one best friend's dictionary video that blew up. And like, Wood and I see you guys doing this. We're like, I think we can do this. So we leaned in, and I was never, ever planning on leaving my job. Like I thought like maybe when I have kids, like then we can take it more seriously. And my company got acquired by a big corporation that works like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I was like in hysterics. Like, that's just not where I'm at. I like called Vic. I was like, do you think I can do this full time? And Vic was like, yes. I called Natalie. I probably blew up your guys' phone. So Wood and I were like, okay, it's fine. Wood has a stable job. The day after I commit to like, okay, we're going to leave real estate. And then the day after I commit to leaving my full-time job, Wood gets laid off. And we were like, this is a sign from the universe. I was literally freaking out. Like, I can't describe the anxiety I had doing this, but I did it. And here we are.
And I don't know why this always happens with Aubrey in particular, but the universe is so communicative with her. Like it is literally, there's the spirit connection with Aubrey. The way that I put a poll and I was like, who's most likely to have seen a ghost? And all my followers voted Aubrey just because they
of course. No, she has though.
I've seen so many ghosts.
So many ghosts.
The universe speaks directly to me.
I'm sorry.
And so I don't question it.
What about
Aubrey like lives in this purgatory kind of in between where every spirit of everyone's past is also living. Like it's so weird. It's so weird.
Lives in purgatory. You guys know Aubrey in her bedroom from high school, a little man who is a ghost lives in there factually.
He lives in there. And my mom thought I was crazy for so many years. I refused to sleep with the lights off. And then finally, like last year, my mom slept in there and she was like, oh my fucking God, your room's haunted. I was like, I told you.
Aubrey's also witchy former babysitter. When Aubrey finally said that to her name's Marisol, she was like, oh yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but a little man lives up there.
Yeah. I was like, I knew it. Thank you, Marisol, for validating my feelings.
But all that to say, I think it's divine timing that Aubrey basically was put in a go with this new company and this acquisition and really be unhappy and have my schedule and work life drastically change, or lean into the success I'm seeing on the internet. And I'm so glad that you did. You now have 100,000 Instagram followers, over 300,000 TikTok followers. It's insane, especially because 2 years ago when we did this episode, Natalie's goal was to have 100,000 followers on Instagram.
So funny.
So wild.
It's so great. And also for everyone listening, there are two types of people in this world. Those who have one viral video and sit and stare at that one video for the rest of their lives saying, I did it just one time. And those who grab life by the balls and make a career out of it. And that's Aubrey Gavello sitting right here. So pick which person you want to be in this world, right? Are you a doer or do you watch life happen? Be a doer.
Staying on the work topic, we'll go to Nat. We'll go to your goal from last year. Your 2024 work goal was actually starting Demoted. You were really excited about that.
Wow.
You were starting.
Little did we know a cancellation was on the horizon, but yes.
Wait.
Canceled one for the tally this year. It was actually nothing offensive for those of you hearing this for the first time. I said to go into a meeting at 8 a.m., which I didn't realize is cancelable these days, but alas, this corporate bootlicker survived.
Natalie was canceled for nothing. She was giving advice on how, in a hypothetical scenario from an anonymous person who listens to her podcast, she views a situation objectively. Totally fine. Totally great take. I agreed with your take. And then someone did a skit pretending that they were the person, completely blown out of proportion.
No.
And there are legitimate reasons to cancel people and like take their platform away and do all these. I don't think an 8 a.m. meeting by someone who's a sketch artist is one of them personally, but alas, here we are. So yes, the podcast, very exciting. We've grown. It's definitely a grind. Vic, as you know, from Real Pod, the podcast life is tough. It's a lot of hours. It's minimal reward. It takes so long to grow, but it's been really fun. The podcast is called Demoted. If you haven't listened, if you're a corporate guy or gal, give it a listen.
I'm so happy for you. So exciting. And how cool that literally coming into this episode today, you finished recording a Demoted episode. And that was your goal of last year.
Amazing. I have a fever, but it's good. Just caffeine coursing through my veins. I'm like pivoting from AI to goals. Here we go.
So before then we move on to me, I'll quickly recap your guys' 23. So Aubrey's 23 was shift out of the bottom of the ranks mindset and take more agency for what she offers in her job. And then 2024 was to focus less on results. And then Natalie's 23 work goal was corporate Natalie events, having more fun on stage.
Interesting. Well, I don't know her, so that's okay.
I'm done.
I'm glad that was her goal.
And then my goal from 22 and 23 was to level up my career. And that was the year I signed with UTA. And I really do feel like I leveled up that year. And then last year's goal for me for work was to be more on top of my business and less riding the current of the industry, building out the aspects I wanted rather than being on someone else's terms. And I really feel like I did that. The way that I honestly feel like my work and like exists in a different orbit, and I honestly like barely ever get in the current of the industry. It's kind of wild. I feel like the shift that did happen.
I was thinking about two things. One, how you approached like influencer events, like for the Golden Globes, for example. And like, you were just so like stressed and like, oh my God, who are we going to meet? Like, are we going to network? And not in like a malicious or bad way, just like it was a work event. It is. And like, you were kind of stressed going in. And then we just went to the Wicked premiere and we're like so chill, left before the after party. Like it's just another event. Like it's life. And then I think separately with the calmness with your work, like you used to be, I was reminiscing with Katrina about how you literally worked up until like the day of your wedding. Like actually probably on the day of your wedding, you were working. Like I'm thinking about like planning wedding season and you were such a grinder. And I can't imagine being in that mindset. And then you like worked on your honeymoon and like, you just have never rested. And now I feel like this year you've actually taken some rest a little bit.
You've gotten so good at setting boundaries. Like, and I feel like just because I'm just coming into this, like I'm taking a page out of your new book and like being like, oh, I remember that story Vic told me where she like got an email at 7 p.m. and she was like, Victoria, we're going to sit here and we don't do that after this time. And I'm like, I'm going to try and do that now.
And now Aubrey and I do nothing. So
I appreciate that. Never forget that Golden Globes moment. We were literally at the after party. We were around all these celebrities. It was crazy, brushing shoulders with Heidi Klum, Jennifer Coolidge. And I remember going into the night, I said to Natalie, I don't want to give desperate energy. I just want to enjoy this night with you. And then literally at that after party, I think you grabbed me by the shoulders and you're like, Vic, you are giving desperate energy. This is not fun. Like, can we just go to the bar and get a drink? Like, stop looking around and like seeing who's here. And I was like,
you were just looking through me. You didn't even like look at me. I'm like, I don't care what that random TikToker does or why they're here. Like, can we just enjoy each other's presence?
And
like, oh my God.
I honestly needed that. I love that you did that. We're close enough that you can be like, hey, this is not fun for either of us. And yeah, then to snap into Wicked and like be so not interested in that side of things. I will say though, all this stuff takes time. Like, takes time to be in the industry, go to a handful of things, meet a handful of people, like get confidence in yourself to feel like you don't need to go everywhere to network. And I'm such a networker. And I feel like networking can have a negative connotation and be very close to social climbing. And I want to stick up for myself and say, I don't think I'm a social climber at all.
No, you have such a strong network.
I'm a networker. I'm
diverse individuals.
Close to the professors from USC, the deans at USC. Like I really value making relationships with people who I'm interested in and who I think can teach me things. So I love that. And that's always the intent. But yeah, I really feel like now it's really hard for me to go do something I don't want to do. Actually, I was at dinner last night and the question around the table was, what are you a snob about? And I was like, I'm a snob about my time.
You are. To apply it to the corporate sense a little bit for any of our like corporate girly listeners, maybe like early in career.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I do think there is beauty in showing up early in your career and like going to all the things and showing up in person for a few events. And like we with COVID have gotten so used to being home. And I think while we're ripping on Vic right now for like this one Golden Globes thing or whatever, but she has built this beautiful network from that point in your life where you were going to everything and meeting so many people. And so now it's afforded you when you're 27, 28, the time to step back and be like, I don't need to go to every event. So we don't want to say stay home, don't go out. No. I think all three of us would say do the thing.
Also, you said social climbing. And when you say networking in a corporate sense, like no one ever pairs the two words of like networking and social climbing, but I could totally see how in your industry, like those two words can like seem like the same thing.
Totally. Should we get to the crying and the personal goals?
Okay, let's do it.
What were our goals?
Okay, so I'll go back to Aubs. So Aubrey's personal goal for the year was to be intentional with her yes. You felt like you were saying lots of yeses. You weren't home for a weekend for 3.5 months straight, and you were realizing that you could say no to things like concerts, trips, and time with friends.
I feel like I've taken that and I've run with it. Like
I can't get you to say yes to anything.
I don't say yes to a single fucking thing now. No. No, I love the word no. I'll be here if you need me. And I'm so happy. Like I think that applies to what you were just saying about is being intentional with your time. Like I'm a snob about my time now. Like when I got that offer from that 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., I was like, no, like I will not spend my life in this office, like 12 hours a day. Like I'm not going to do it. So I think I carried that with me and I was like, this is my one life. Like I'm not going to do this.
The year of no.
The year of no.
Which to say, Aubrey's saying it eloquently and concisely now, but that was a really tough decision for you. And I feel like you had a lot of other people's opinions, and you've always been someone who has wanted to have a really strong work ethic and show that. And this was the first time you were like, okay, people might judge this, they might not get it, but I can't keep chugging along and doing something to uphold opinions of other people.
I don't want to get it twisted. I was a mess for like 4 months, like trying to do both at once because I felt like I needed a quote unquote real job. And then, I don't know, it all hit the fan. I was like, okay, I need to do this for me because I can trust myself and like, we can make this work. So
I remember I kept saying to you, like, who do you care about knowing that you do this full time?
Yeah.
Like, who are you picturing? Some random dork from high school? Like who in your network are you worried about seeing you at a bar and you saying like, oh, I'm actually influencing full time.
Yeah.
You know, I kept being like, who is it?
Who is it? Yeah.
I think it was yourself.
I think it was me. I think it was me. I saw myself doing real estate for the rest of my life. And like, I never saw myself doing content at all. And like, even you just called us influencers. I was like, well, I don't know if I really am, but like, I love that for you guys. It's been nice to have my own opinion and like trust my gut.
Well, then that's great. You had that goal and you've really embodied it and it was success.
Great.
Yay.
Did it.
Natalie's personal goal was to have a better relationship with alcohol. At that point of recording, you said you had been not drinking for about a month and feeling so much better and wanting to carry that into the new year.
I love that. I've only been cut off from one bar this year. So I think things are like going really well. No, I'm kidding. I forgot about that phase of my life.
I forgot about that phase too.
You've wasn't drinking for like 3 months. And I think I just reached a point where I was partying so much and I just like, it got out of balance. And I think I've found like a really healthy balance. And I still like have, you know, fun, crazy nights, but like, I'm always going home with Matt and I'm like,
hi, Matt.
Yes, for the real pod listeners, my boyfriend's name is Matt.
Oh my gosh, you guys were boyfriend for like over a year, really long time. That's been a secret.
It's been 2.5 years.
That's crazy.
Wait, it's actually crazy because I didn't even mention him on last pod, right?
No. Also, I feel like you were always like, I'm going to keep my personal life off of the internet. And then just slowly I'll see him like soft launched in some content. And I'm like, wait, what?
Hello?
Who is that? I do think like having a partner has helped me like chill. Obviously, everyone says it. He's helped me like in so many ways, but just be calmer, more present, like put my phone down, you know, tune in with my family. Both our families actually live like 5 minutes from each other. So we're down in the suburbs a lot, hanging out with them. And yeah, I love him very much.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. I think Matt is a 10 out of 10 human being. And I think that's so great. I do feel like I would also say like as someone in your life, I definitely think that's been a change. Like when I think of you, one of the things I don't think about is like party girl.
Yeah. No,
it's
more
it was
a huge part of my identity.
Me and Natalie both kind of.
Yeah. So yes, in a much better place with that. I forgot about that phase of my life.
Well, success. Both of you. Successful. My personal.
What was yours?
Mine was to be more chill girl, not going to save and fight for other people, get in their business, and get out of autopilot of trying to fix everything.
Wait! Wow. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
As Aubrey's maid of honor, this will be the true test of your chill girl spirit.
Well, I love that all of Aubrey's bridesmaids are people who I know intimately. So I literally can be myself.
You're not scaring anyone.
You can be yourself.
No. Let your freak flag fly, you know?
Wait, I'm so proud of you that was your goal last year. Like, I feel like you carried that this entire year.
Thank you. Honestly.
Vic's never not achieved a goal.
I know. I forgot about that.
No, that's not true. But wait till we get to my other goal. Then there's another personal goal that I did not quite achieve. But as far as the being chill girl, I definitely, I feel the shift in myself. I feel like I catch myself not getting invested in things and getting in the weeds. So God bless my therapist and CBT because I think that really did wonders.
I'm so proud of you.
Is CBT your book?
It's
CBT
cognitive behavioral
is a form of therapy.
What does that mean?
Cognitive behavioral therapy. It's like a type of talk therapy that you basically will talk about like what's the thought, then what was the feeling, and then what happened, and then how do we change the behavior. I just like it works really well for my brain.
What happened to rub some dirt in it? I'm kidding.
You're on the wrong
Natalie,
podcast.
I am the worst, most non-therapy person, and I'm probably the most broken inside. No, I'm not. But like I just have never gotten into it. Vic has bought me self-help books for years. I also don't know how to read, so I don't know what I would do with those.
But
I've never worked on myself.
Everyone's on their own path, and I think it's beautiful that we can be so close and the best of friends, and like you don't go to therapy and I live by it. Like I think it goes to show for people you can be on your own journey and you can still appreciate each other and like support each other and not be the exact same.
Totally. And I love that for you guys. No, it's I get therapy through you two. You guys are my therapists. And I feel so thank you for that.
Natalie's very self-aware and you've continued to grow as a person and get deeper, but I definitely think you continue to evolve and not everyone needs therapy or the same method as someone else to do that. And there was one goal that I didn't totally keep. I had another personal goal that was to have a phone charger out of the bedroom and not be on my phone.
I had that one too.
That's a high achieving goal.
The phone charger is back in the bedroom. I will say that. But I do think the doom scrolling, the way that I was like looking at things online and feeling like bad about myself and waking up and working on my phone, I don't do that anymore. So when I am on my phone at night before bed, I'm scrolling TikTok, but it's fun and I don't have the negativity. Like I definitely think that while I am using the technology more than my goal was, it's in a healthier way than how I had used it last year.
I think as long as you like got to the intention of that goal, then it's still a goal achieved.
Yeah.
I agree. My phone charger is like inched ever closer. Now it's under my pillow. It's right there. Yeah. But I had the same goal. I do it one night a week at least, but like that's not enough.
I've never done that in my life.
It is time now to set our new goals that we will continue to reflect on next year. So, who would like to start?
Aubrey.
Okay, you want me to start? Okay, I have one goal and it's kind of just an overarching goal with work and personal. And it's staying true to myself while also leaving room to grow. And I feel that with like wedding planning. I feel that with content now. I feel like last year I set such a specific goal about, my real estate career, and like what I've been shown this year is that it's so hard to plan for anything. So like, as long as you're just going with your gut, like you're going to make the right choices. And so I don't know, like limiting the outside noise and like trusting myself.
I love that mantra, staying true to myself while leaving room to grow. Did you come up with that?
Obviously would help me.
I chat GPT'd it.
I literally was like word vomiting and he's like condensed it into this beautiful statement. And I was like, great. Thank you.
I love you.
I love that one. How do you think that will manifest itself with work? Because this will be the first true year you embark on the content creator life.
Yeah, I think it's really scary putting yourself online. Like, I commend you guys for have been doing this for so long because like it's really scary. And like, I don't think the internet fully knows me probably as much as it knows you guys. So like, when we first started posting, I was overthinking everything. And I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily need to do that. I need to trust that like I'm a good person and like I'm not going to like get a bunch of hate comments if I post something that feels authentic to myself.
Mm-hmm. Aubs, I
Aubrey, love your goal.
I love that goal too. I think it's great. And I'm excited to see how it goes. And I love the idea of like how the wedding planning plays in on the personal side of it. That can be stressful. You can feel pressure to do things. I've already loved the way you've been like, well, that doesn't feel like us. Like we want our picture to be this, or we want our font to be this. Like it's fun. And I think that that's super important.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay. Okay, Nat.
So mine are a little more tactical.
Sorry, I'm peeking at Natalie's.
Sorry, I didn't have like a theme. I didn't realize we were wording these that way. I'm like, hit 200K on LinkedIn. Okay, let me think.
Wait, stick to yours because Aubrey, I love you, but she did not follow the rules.
I didn't follow the rules.
She blended work and personal. Like, who is this?
It's
bitch?
all too new.
She blended work and personal in a way that can't be measured. So,
like, okay, what are the KPIs on that? All right, so I want to hit 200K on LinkedIn. I'm very bullish on LinkedIn. I think TikTok might go away. Sorry, Aubrey. I know it's your bread and butter.
No, it's okay.
But
my heart.
I'm doubling down on LinkedIn, and I think it's the future. I'm launching a clothing line in January, workwear.
So
it's cute. In collaboration with 12th Tribe. I'm going for my photo shoot tomorrow. Actually, I'm flying to LA. And sorry, Vic, I'm only staying for 6 hours. Of course, I'm in and out, quick and real dirty. And then, so yeah, seeing if I like kind of being in this fashion space. And then we're looking to like hire a third member of our team and sort of grow out the brand a little bit. And I think with that, my goal is like to have a distinct company culture and like really know like what are our values as a company. I know it's like silly and there's just 3 of us and it feels like that's unnecessary work, but like, how do we want to show up to work every day? Like, what do we value? What are our success like metrics? Of course, we have like, we want to hit this many followers and this, but like, what are our personal metrics? Like me, Annie, and this third person to feel fulfilled. And I think management and like establishing a company culture is exciting to me and like something I've learned and taken from corporate America. So I'm excited to like establish that and hopefully grow the team.
I love those. Those are great. What about personal?
Do you want to do your work goal and then we can like,
okay,
we can just stick
I'll
on
do
work?
my work. Yeah, no, I'll do my work. Actually, my work is very similar to yours. I have 2 work goals. The first one is to be farther into a business venture initiative that I'm passionate about, that I feel like expands my career for the future. I don't want it to be like a one-off thing or a random product drop. I know what I want this to be, and I don't want to get ahead of myself and reveal too much, but I don't want to be like relying on like brand deals, and I want to build this to be something bigger. And I am really grateful for the way that my content and podcast has helped women with their mental health and their body image issues. So that's kind of a preview of what I'm hoping to create, is something like that can help people and also be kind of an extension of just creating content daily and weekly. So that's one. And then the second one is not being afraid to be a leader. And I think for me, what that means is my team did just expand. So we did hire our 3rd full-time employee, the lovely Sasha, who's here. So it's me, Jenna, and Sasha. And that was not something I thought would happen this year. I didn't even think I'd have a second employee. It wasn't even on my radar until a random night with Max where we were talking about content in my business. And I was like, you know, oh my God, there actually is like a whole other position. But I think anytime you hire, you're like, is there a position and is there enough for them to do? And like, we do it now. And then you have them and you're like, wait, how did we get by without having that 3rd person? So that's been great. But I think like, as much as I'm confrontational in my real life, and I mean that in a good way, like I struggle in a work setting. It's hard for me. Like I don't like to have disagreements. I don't like to get upset with people. I don't like to call out mistakes. Like it's uncomfortable for me. And I've been really learning how to give factual feedback that's not personal. And it's just part of, if you pay someone to do a job, there's the job that needs to be done. Like, and it's not emotional. I think I carry a lot of like the people pleasing, being a woman.
Same.
And yeah,
I really struggle with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we were talking about giving feedback and like how consistent feedback is better. You read a book actually on management, of course, because you bring receipts and like actually study things.
Yeah.
And you were saying like it's actually better to just give real-time feedback in the moment. Like I find myself writing down in a notes page, like things that I let stew and then build up. And then we have our monthly performance review and I'm like barfing up all this stuff. It's like, you could have told me about that one minor thing 2 months ago,
Yeah, that's literally, that has been a huge shift in itself. Just like I used to do the same, keep a notes page, bring it up the one time we meet every month or 2 months. But then it's like I'm building up some frustration and it's simple and I'm getting used to emails. It doesn't say you're a bad person. It doesn't say I'm a stickler. Like, and also sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I feel bad that I am like, no. This is the company I'm building. This is how I would like it to be done. These are amazing women who I believe in and who believe in me. And like, that's okay. That's once again, the culture we're creating.
Yes.
So yeah, I want to just feel like I have more autonomy in that. I think too, like I always like to almost play like the mentee role in my life. Speaking of the networking, like I'm always like, what can I learn? What can you show me I might not know? And now it's like, okay, I hired a CEO for the nonprofit. Like I did that with Jenna and Leanne, who are incredible. And I was a part of that. And let me not like dig at myself and like dequalify my insight here. So that's like high level, but I think be a leader and step into that role more is the second goal.
I love that.
I love that. I have such an issue like establishing my own credibility because I'm so self-deprecating that it pulls away from the feedback I give. I'm like, I know I'm just a lazy piece of shit, but it's like, you don't have to start with that. You can just give the feedback. Like that diminishes it. And then also I'll be on stage and I'll be self-deprecating because like, that's my shtick. And I'm like, wait, this is an audience of like 50-year-old men. I should probably like sit here and establish my credibility as a speaker, why they paid me thousands of dollars to be here, and then get into the jokes. So I'm like meeting with a speaking coach, trying to figure that out because it's really an area of growth.
I think you could also meet with a therapist about that.
Aubrey, that is a ridiculous suggestion.
I also think it's like, to Aubrey's point of being true to yourself and allowing room to grow, I don't want to be a boss like someone else is a boss. I want to be the boss that Victoria is supposed to be.
Yes. I love that. It's true.
Okay, personal goal, Natalie. Aubrey, just feel free to chime in. I feel like you're being boxed out and I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
what
not
was
at all.
Aubrey's personal goal?
I think if like I was going to expand on my personal, I feel like this is important for 2025 brides to hear is like just do shit because you want to do them that way, not because like, I don't know, there's some book out there that says like, this is how your invites are supposed to be, or like, this is how the sequence of events is supposed to be. Like, I feel like when I first started wedding planning, I was so wrapped up of like, well, what's the right way to do it? What's the right way to do it? And like, the reality is like, there's not one. Just like do it because you like it. And that's all.
Go off of vibes. I love
Go
that.
off of vibes. That's my life. Just go with the vibes.
Go off.
Do you have
of
like
vibes.
are you like a Pinterest board girl? Like I've
No.
never dreamed about my wedding. I have
I've
literally
never-
no idea.
No, I have no idea. And like, that's not fun for me. Like, I
No.
don't enjoy that.
I have no thoughts.
Yeah, I have no thoughts. And I like, it's not to say I don't care because like when a decision is like put in front of me, like, of course I care. It's my wedding, but like, don't do things because you feel like you have to. Like, just do them because like, that's what wedding planning is supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be fun. So
I love that.
that's my 2 cents.
I love it. And I'm excited to be alongside the process and see it all unfold. It's going to be the best day.
It's like, because I have some preferences.
I love that. Okay. Natalie, what about your personal goal?
This is a Real Pod exclusive. My personal goal is I would like to get engaged.
Natalie!
Yay!
Wait,
What are our
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think it might happen. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. We've fully talked about it. We're moving in together. My another goal is like building a little life for ourselves, like our own space, our own like world. Just
It
that
is the best.
I know. I'm so excited.
It is the best.
I'm so excited. So that's just like a big, I don't know. I'm just very excited for what's to come.
I
so
can't
excited for
even
you.
like process. I'm so excited.
we were sitting, I was sitting in Natalie's living room the other night and Matt comes in and Natalie and I are just having a full conversation and he's just sweetly braiding her hair while we're talking. And I was like, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I came home and I was like, Wood, do you know how to braid? He was like, no. I was like, okay,
Never mind. Sorry, that was just this thing I was thinking about.
So Natalie's love language, just like awkwardly like touching people in that way.
I love awkward touches. Do you want to tell the Walla story or whatever? What did I think you called me in bed? Vic and I were having a little sleepover. Max is out of town. The old ball and chain's gone. So we slept together in her big master bed. So fun. Cuddles, whatever.
So funny. This was after the Wicked premiere. I have a
after the Wicked premiere
named Walla.
We took an edible and Vic maybe felt it a little more than I did. We get in bed and I hear, what did I hear you say?
Natalie, first of all, the stuffed animal's name is Walla. Natalie and I get into my bed. It's dark. It's pitch black. She thought that I said, I Walla.
And she was coming closer to me with her arms as if trying to touch me. And I said, hang on, this is no, don't consent. Whatever's about to happen, put it away. I don't like this.
Meanwhile,
I'm not ready to experiment in this way. We're just friends. I look at you as a friend and nothing more. I know my silk PJs are adorable. Please don't touch me.
I'm fucking peeing my pants. Okay, what I really
what she meant was hand me Walla, her little teddy bear.
I never said I Walla. I said, can you give me Walla in a totally normal voice because it was up above Natalie's head. She was on my side.
It was
I Walla.
No, not now. I'm too young. I have so much more life. So anyway, that was a good little, sometimes your friend's touching you. Cool. Other times after an edible,
Not so cool.
Get away. I'm not ready to touch.
I'm literally crying. I have actual tears coming out of my eyes.
So let's finish with Vic's personal goal. What is yours?
Okay. Before I say that, both of you have manifested getting engaged on this podcast. Well, Aubrey's came true. So Natalie, I would not be surprised if next year people need to come on Real Pod and then they'll get engaged.
It's for sure happening.
Let's hope.
Okay, my personal goal, and I'll be honest, I took a while and I came up with this today. I think if there's something that I need to do that maybe I'm not ready for and I'm scared of, it's this. I want to mind less what people think of me. And I'm saying mind instead of care because Aubrey and I were listening to something Eckhart Tolle recently, and he said how if you say, I don't care, or like, I don't care what people think of me, it almost does have ego in it because it's like, oh, I'm above it. I don't care for it. But when you say, I don't mind, you're on the same playing field. It's just simply like, that's not coming into my energy. It doesn't register for me. I don't mind it. So I wrote, mind less what people think of me. I want to just push my boundary to be disliked. I feel like, speaking of what you said about social media, Aubrey, I've definitely been afraid to be disliked, been afraid to get negative comments, been afraid to be unfollowed. I think with the election and losing 10,000 followers in 2 days and standing my ground and for what I believed in was hugely cathartic for me. I was just losing the followers and thinking, and I don't mind, because I don't want to keep them and not be true to who I myself. So that was a really good experience for me. I'd like to mind less what people think of me.
I love that.
Well, I love you gals. I'm so grateful for our friendship. This is so fun. I love that we do this, and I'm excited to be a part of this next year and you guys in my life too, and so many fun things. I mean, this is the year Aubrey's going to get married and Natalie's most likely, not trying to jinx, going to get engaged. What a year.
What a year.
This is my favorite hour of the year.
Yes,
so like,
same.
thank you for this time.
We do this for Lainey.
We do this for Lainey.
And
if we
Kim.
have one listener, it's her. Thank you for listening, Lainey. We love you.
I love you guys. Thank you everyone for listening. Okay.
Love you.
Bye.